In this video, you'll be able to identify properties used to solve a linear equation.
Yeah.
So to do that, first we need to know what the definitions are that we're going to be able to use to solve and to recognize the steps in a linear equation. So first in our vocab, we have distributive property. The distributive property is such that if we have A parentheses B plus C, that means A times B plus C, the pairing, that would equal A times B plus A times C. Also, if I had the parentheses in front of the A, it would be similar. If I had B plus C parentheses times A, I would get B times A plus C times A. That's how we use the distributive property. We also have properties of equality. The additive property of equality or addition means that if A is equal to B, then A plus C is the same thing as B plus C because A and B are equal. The subtraction property of equality means that if A is equal to B, then A minus C is equal to B minus C. The multiplication property of equality, again, if A is equal to B, then A times C is the same thing as B times C. And the division property of equality basically says that if A is equal to B and C doesn't equal 0, then A divided by C is the same thing as B divided by C. All right, so in our first example, for each step, we need to choose the reason that justifies what we're doing. So basically, we're just going to look at the equation, and then we're going to look at what was done to that equation, and then that's the reason why we did it. So if we look at the top, we have 8 times x plus 3 is equal to negative 16. That's given to us, so we don't have to do anything with that. However, in the next step, it says 8 times x plus 3 divided by 8 is equal to negative 16 divided by 8. So basically what they're doing, or what we're doing on each step, is trying to peel back the layers to get to the x, the variable. That we used in this, the property that we used in this step would be division. So let me write that in really quick. We have division. The division property of equality. On the following step, we only have x plus 3, and then we have equals 2. So what happened between our first step and this step? What happened is that we divided the 8 by the 8, so that canceled, and negative 16 divided by 8 equals 2. So what we did was just simplify. Which is not really a property of equality, it's just making it clean so we can work with that next. The following step says that we need to get rid of the plus 3. So to undo a plus 3, we have to subtract 3. And the subtraction property of equality, if it happens to one side of the equation, it happens to the other side as well. So I'm subtracting 3 from both sides. So this would be the subtraction property of equality. Subtract. Let's see, erase that. Subtract. Bam. And the last step, again, we look at the top and see what the difference is. In this case, we had 3 minus 3, so that cancels out on that side. And negative 2 plus negative 3, that's negative 5. So all we did is just simplified. So simplify. And that's it. All right, so our first example is done. Let's move on to another example. All right, so in our next example, we're doing the exact same thing. For each step, we're going to choose the reason that justifies that step. So in this step, in the first step, we have that 3 times 4w minus 2 is equal to negative 30. And that's just our given equation. The next step after that, we have 12w minus 6 is equal to negative 30. What happened between those two steps? We distributed the 3 to the 4w and also to the negative 2. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times negative 2 is minus 6. And that's going to equal the negative 30. So this is going to be distribution. The next step after that is we go from there and we see that we added 6 to both sides. That's going to be the additive property. So addition. The next step after that is after we've simplified that and we got our number down to a negative 24. Also, look at that. It's supposed to be a negative right there. What? All right. So once we get down to 12W is equal to negative 24, all I did for that was simplify. So simplify. Following that, we have 12W divided by 12 is equal to negative 24W divided by 12. That's going to be division property. So division. And our last step is we simplify that division. 12 divided by 12 is 1. Negative 24 divided by 12 is going to be negative 2. So this is, again, is simplify. And that problem is done. All right, guys, I want to let you guys try this one out. So if you guys could, take a look at this. Look back at the beginning of the video where I sent out the vocabulary and use those vocabulary terms to find what the reason is and match it up with the step that you see on this page. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comments. We'll see what we can do with that. And if you need the solution to that, you can also look in my description. I will put the answer in there. You guys take it easy and thanks for watching the video. Bye.